What if I told you that you could cut one single head of lettuce from your grocery store and never, ever have to buy lettuce again? No seeds, no soil prep, no grow lights. Just water, a windowsill, and about 10 days of patience. Sounds impossible, right? Stick with me for the next few minutes, because I'm about to show you the exact infinite lettuce system that turns kitchen scraps into an endless, self-renewing salad bar. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to set it up tonight. So here's the thing most people get wrong about growing lettuce at home. They think you need a garden bed, fancy equipment, or some kind of green thumb superpower. You don't. What you actually need is already sitting in your fridge right now. And I promise, once you see how simple this is, you're going to feel a little silly for buying bagged lettuce your entire life. Before we dive into the exact steps, if you're into simple, low-cost ways to grow your own food and save real money doing it, that's basically the whole reason this channel exists. So hit that subscribe button on Green Profit Lab right now. Because we drop videos like this every single week, and trust me, the next one might save you even more at the grocery store. Alright, let's get into it. The first thing you need is a head of romaine lettuce, or butterhead, or even iceberg. Honestly, whatever you've got. But here's the part that trips people up. You don't use the whole head. Instead, you're going to cut off the leafy top. It's a part you'd normally eat in a salad, and leave behind about 2 inches of that pale, stumpy base. That base, the part everyone throws in the trash, is actually the powerhouse of this entire system. It's still alive. It still has growth cells packed inside it, just waiting for the right trigger to wake back up. And that's exactly what we're about to do now. Here comes the part that feels like magic the first time you see it happen. Take that stump and place it root side down in a shallow dish or bowl. Just enough water to cover the very bottom, maybe half an inch. Don't submerge the whole thing, because that can actually cause it to rot instead of regrow. And that's a mistake I see beginners make constantly. Set that bowl on a sunny windowsill, and then you basically just wait. But don't go anywhere yet, because what happens over the next few days is going to completely change how you think about food waste. By around day 3, you'll start noticing tiny new leaves poking up from the center of that stump. It's subtle at first, almost like the lettuce is waking up from a nap. By day 5 or 6, those leaves are noticeably bigger. And you'll also see little white roots starting to spread out from the bottom into the water. This is the exact moment most people get excited and want to just leave it in the bowl forever, thinking it'll keep growing there indefinitely. But that's actually where the system can stall out completely if you don't make one key move. And I'll walk you through that in just a second. Because this next step is really what separates a one-time regrowth from a genuinely infinite harvest. Here's the move. Once you see those roots forming, so that's your cue to transfer the stump into a small container of soil. Or even better, a simple hydroponic setup if you want to go the extra mile. Nestle it in so the roots are covered, but the crown, that little center where new leaves emerge, stays just above the surface. This transition is what unlocks continuous growth. Because now, the plant has real nutrients to pull from instead of just plain water. Within another week or so, you'll have a fuller, leafier plant that you can actually start harvesting from the outer leaves, just a few at a time. Always leaving the center intact so it keeps producing. And this is where the real secret of the infinite lettuce system comes in. The part that turns this from a fun kitchen experiment into an actual money-saving habit. As long as you only ever harvest the outer, mature leaves and never touch that center crown, the plant keeps pushing out new growth again and again. People using this method have reported pulling fresh leaves for weeks, sometimes even a couple of months from a single regrown stump. And here's a little tip that most tutorials completely leave out. Rotate your container every couple of days so all sides get even sunlight. Otherwise, you'll end up with a lopsided plant that leans hard toward the window and grows unevenly. Now, you might be wondering, does this actually save meaningful money? Or is it just a cute kitchen trick? Let's talk real numbers for a second. A head of lettuce at the store right now runs you anywhere from $2 to $4 depending on where you live and what type you're buying. If you're regrowing that same base repeatedly over a month or two, and getting multiple harvests of fresh leaves out of it, you're essentially getting free lettuce indefinitely from scraps you were already throwing away. Multiply that across a household that eats salad even just a few times a week, and you're looking at real, stackable savings over the course of a year. Not to mention drastically cutting down your food waste, which, let's be honest, most of us are guilty of. But here's something I haven't mentioned yet, and it's honestly one of the most underrated parts of this whole system. This exact regrowth method doesn't just work on lettuce. Green onions, celery, bok choy, and even cabbage bases can be regrown using almost this identical water-dense soil technique. So once you master this with lettuce, you're basically unlocking an entire garden of endless vegetables from stuff you'd normally scrape into the trash. I'm actually planning a full follow-up video, breaking down every single vegetable that works with this method and the specific tweaks each one needs. So if that sounds useful to you, that's even more reason to stick around this channel. One more thing worth mentioning before we wrap up: temperature and light really do matter here more than people expect. If your kitchen runs a little cold, growth will slow down significantly. So a warmer spot near a south-facing window tends to work best. And if you notice the water in your initial bowl turning cloudy or starting to smell, don't panic. That just means it needs a fresh change, which you should honestly be doing every day or two anyway, to prevent any bacterial buildup that could rot your stump before it even gets the chance to root. So to recap the entire infinite lettuce system in one breath: save the stump, float it in shallow water. Wait for roots, transfer to soil, harvest only the outer leaves, and keep that cycle going indefinitely. It's stupidly simple once you've done it once, and honestly, it feels incredibly satisfying to watch something you almost threw away turn into a genuinely endless food source sitting right on your counter. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you tried regrowing lettuce or any other vegetable from scraps before? Drop a comment down below and let me know what worked and what didn't, because I read every single one, and it genuinely helps shape what we cover next on this channel. And if this video just saved you a future grocery run, do me a favor and share it with someone who still tosses their lettuce stumps in the trash, because honestly, they need to see this. That's it for today's video here on Green Profit Lab. Keep growing, keep saving, and I'll catch you in the next one.